I just want to talk about this before my lunch break is up here. Yep, another day, another WNBA story. So we've already talked about the eye poke ad nauseum, the first round matchup between the Connecticut Sun and the Indiana Fever. First play, first minute of the series, Dijonai Carrington manages to dig her long fingernails into Caitlin Clark's eye. She should have been doing that to Nafesia Collier if she really cared about winning and not about hurting people that she's jealous of. But I don't recommend that to anybody. I don't recommend doing that to anybody if you have any decency, but she clearly has none. So there's a video that got put out and looked like it was in her house, either her house or Nalissa Smith's house. Her and Nalissa Smith are dating. Nalissa Smith was forward on the Indiana Fever. Doesn't look like she's going to come back. Huge conflict of interest there. She was pretty much not played in the playoff series between the Sun and the Fever. It was obvious her head was not in the game, having to play her girlfriend. Hopefully they can get her out of Indiana. Quite honestly, she doesn't fit the system. And for her to be a part of this, I never really had a personal issue with Nalissa Smith. I mean, hey, we all find ourselves dating people who are not the most pleasant people in the world, but if you're going to be a part of this and be okay with this video being shown, then I don't have a ton of respect for you or anybody that would put themselves in this position. So they're basically making fun of the eye poke. She kind of gets near her in the video. Dijonai, kind of recoils and goes, "Oh, you poked me in the eye. Was it intentional?" And blah, 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 making fun of the whole situation. Situation where she could have put Caitlin Clark's eye out, by the way. Gave her a black eye and, quite honestly, did have an impact on the series. Like I said, I think they were going to win that series anyways. I don't think Indiana's ready quite yet, but I think it's going to change. But the one thing I will say to Dijonai Carrington, I know you think it's funny to make fun of that, but Caitlin Clark got eliminated by falling on her sword. She went out with all-out effort. The effort she put forth in that elimination game, she didn't win, but it was nothing short of amazing. And that was after she had led the Indiana Fever to the playoffs as a 6th seed for the first time in 8 seasons. 8 seasons they had not made it, despite there only being 12 teams in the league. That's just how bad the Fever were, and how good Caitlin is, that she can do that. Dijonai, you stepped onto a stacked team that had already had many playoff appearances, and you have done nothing but add to their playoff failure. You went out with a whimper. Yeah, you led the team in scoring with 17 points, but you had to do it on 14 shots. 4-14, if I'm not mistaken. It's a bad game. You went out sorry. Caitlin Clark went out with a bang. You went out with a whimper. So, make fun of her all you want. She got poked in the eye, got back up and finished the game. Never once complained about it. Even tried to protect you in the post game, even though every camera angle clearly shows it was on purpose, and everybody knows you did it on purpose, and here you are making fun of it. So much for the tolerant woke people. They claim to be so tolerant, and they do stuff like that and then laugh about it. What if Caitlin would have done that to Dijonai and then laughed about it? I mean, good Lord, there wouldn't be enough. I mean, the media would absolutely explode, which might not be such a bad thing. So maybe maybe she should take one for the team, even though that's something she would probably never do, or I know Caitlin would never do on purpose, but do it just to get rid of this media. But just another pathetic excuse. Shows you what the WNBA truly is. They have lived in their bubble for so long. They're used to being able to do whatever they want, say whatever they want with no pushback whatsoever. That's like with Cheryl Swoops. The Cheryl Swoops situation where she talked out of her rear end and made up a bunch of stuff, and it's just absolutely, she ended a friendship with Nancy Lieberman of all people, and it's just gone on and on, feuding with people on social media, refusing to walk back and say I'm sorry. She's used to being able to say whatever she wants with no pushback, and now people are pushing back. She's like, what? How dare you do that? Well, guess what? Welcome to the real world. Welcome to the non-social media world. And, same thing, Dijonai Carrington, she's like, oh my God, why are people getting mad at the fact that I did something pretty dangerous that could have caused somebody to lose their eye or permanently lose vision in an eye? Well, That's because you're in your bubble, and hopefully that bubble's fixing to pop. Like I said, hopefully the WNBA, or at least the NBA, will tell the WNBA full speed forward. You're going mainstream. Caitlin Clark's going to be your face. And anybody not on board, go to China, go to Turkey, go to Russia, and try to end up in gulag like Brittany Griner. So, pretty pathetic. But just another day in the WNBA. I didn't start making these videos hoping to make a bunch of WNBA videos, but here we are. So, pathetic. Should be ashamed of not only what her actions, but the fact that that's just how the league is. And Diana Taurasi was right. Reality's coming. But the reality is Caitlin Clark, and it's going to hit everybody else in the face. So, boy, I tell you, it's about as unlikable as it gets. Hopefully Melissa Smith gets shipped on a Greyhound bus out of Indiana. And, I mean, hopefully Dijonai has to go with her. So, if she's not in Indiana, I hope she stays in the sun. She belongs in the sun with those chokers. People like Marina Mayberry and playoff AT who cannot get it done when it matters. They're all a match made in woke heaven. So, take care. Talk to you guys later. See if the WNBA can go one day without embarrassing themselves. I guess the final starts tonight. The Niners versus the Seahawks is on, so we'll be watching that. Won't be paying any attention to that. There's also playoff baseball, NHL, you name it. So, let's see if they can go a day without embarrassing themselves. Good luck.